Hi everybody, welcome back to Tools of Integration. My name is Pepine van den Berg and I'm here with
Myoki.
And this is the 11th episode today and I feel it's a special one. Because, my heart, I really feel very motivated to talk about integration. January is also a special month because of New Year revolutions.
Resolutions.
Resolutions. I knew there was something. New Year's resolutions. Perhaps it's revolutionary in your life.
Could be.
So perhaps you are participating in Dry January. Perhaps you stopped smoking. Perhaps you want to have a better lifestyle. And the tools of our last 10 episodes help you to do something with your hands, to create new neural pathways in your system, and to help integrate emotions. When you have a craving for sweets or alcohol or smoking, you can do something with your hands. And what we are going to demonstrate today, we are very passionate about. Because we have discovered spinning yarn.
Yep, spinning yarn, weaving.
And weaving. And it's something I've always wanted to do my whole life, since the fairy tales. And but it felt like something was not very easily achievable somehow. So I've waited all these years to start doing it. And as you can see, I've laid out a couple of things we're going to demonstrate today. So after this small introduction, we're going to move the camera setup and we're going to demonstrate. So how did spinning come into your life, Myoki?
Before last summer break, I suddenly got an idea. I want to learn spinning. I think universe just poured it inside. I don't know how it works, but it was a very clear thing. I want to do that. And then I found a teacher. And when I came there for the first time, I fell in love. Totally, boom.
Yeah.
From the first moment on.
Yeah.
And later in the course, I found out that my ancestors, all the women of the generations, have been spinning and weaving in my family. And later on, it was like, oh, it also connects you not only to your ancestors, but also to a very to this archetype. And it also has to do, like you said shortly before we started taping this, it's also surviving. It's a surviving skill, like growing your own food, making your own yarn, clothes.
Yeah.
So it's a very old craft.
Yeah.
Spinning and weaving also the needle binding.
Yeah.
All very old crafts, and I think it's worth to learn and to pass on as well. Because I think it's important, especially in this time and probably also in the times to come.
Yeah, yeah. And it connects you to literally an animal, a sheep.
Yeah.
You're literally holding the wool in your hand. So you're using, and I had to really get used to this because I hate the smell. I used to hate the smell of sheep. I really did. So And I have a very high sensitive taste of smell. Taste of smell. My anyway, it smells. So I really had to get used to it. But it's so fluffy and soft, and yeah, it really opened something in myself. Maybe it plugs some DNA string somewhere.
Yeah, I think it's not only that you connect to the animal, but also it makes a deep connection with your body.
Yeah.
And it brings you right back to the center.
It does.
And it brings you right back into the connection inside, to the past and to the future.
Yeah. Yeah, you're literally spinning yarn, making something useful out of fluff. Yeah, it's an amazing. It's not very easy to learn, but when you set your mind to it and you have the right tools, and thank God for YouTube. Really, because I learned it myself, and it's not an expensive thing to learn. There are cheap ways of and the rough wool from a sheep isn't very expensive, but as we're going to explain, you really have to process the wool. There are different stages of processing. So I think we're ready to demonstrate that.
Okay.
Okay, so here we are. And first of all, I wanted to demonstrate this. This is called a spindle. And it has a stick with a little wooden plate on it and a hook. And this is quite a heavy one, and it belonged to my mother. So in the summer of this year, I remembered that my mother and my sister started spinning. And I knew she was very frustrated about it. She thought it was very difficult at first. So I thought, can I borrow your spindle to have a first go? So I got her her spindle and I started spinning. She had some extra wool. And this is the kind of fiber that I started spinning with. And this is carded wool. It's washed and it's combed. So this is the fiber that you can start spinning with. And Myoki also has her brown wool, which is straight from the sheep.
Yes, but it had a first wash.
It had a first wash.
It had a first wash because this sheep had a lot of lanolin. And it was pretty smelly. So I washed it first and dried it, and now I'm taking all the bad parts out.
Yeah.
And later I can comb it. I have a carder. I have a drum carder, but it has to be attached to a table. And I can't move it now, so I took a little tool I used to comb my dogs with.
Yeah. And I start combing it.
And I start combing it.
Yeah.
So that as much of the fiber goes in the same way, because it makes it easier to spin.
Yeah. And I also bought some wool straight from the sheep. And as you can see, this yellowish color, this is the lanolin, which is in the sheep. And sheep has this wonderful quality that when it touches water, it expels the dirt from the wool. So after you put it in water with a little special soap, then it expels the lanolin, so your water gets all yellow. And then after that you get this wool, which is a lot whiter. So this is wool, raw wool without the lanolin. And then you can comb it, what Myoki is doing, and then you can also buy this wool. So this is carded wool, but you can also have combed wool, and then you get this beautiful fluffy. And when you comb the wool with combs, then it gets this long fibers. And then it's very easy to because when you start spinning, you have to pull out the fiber, and then with your perhaps we can
Yeah.
and with the fiber you have your spindle, and you turn your spindle in the clockwise position. And that is what a spindle does. What spinning does is that you turn or twist your fiber. So you twist your fiber into a thread, and you keep pulling on the thread, and then your instrument, your spindle or your spinning wheel, twists the fiber into a thread. That is what spinning really is. So the tools you use, whatever tool you use, is to create the twist in your fibers so that you get a yarn. So we've demonstrated the raw wool, the washed wool, the carded wool, and the long hairs. And here's my lighter spindle. And what I already made from the first few tries was this little. It was the first yarn I produced and made. So it's a little coarser than I do now, but it's a first try. And now with my my cute little nano spinning wheel. It's an electric spinning wheel. It's the EEW Nano 2, and it's as big as my hand, so it's really very small, and it works on a phone charger. So it does what it's supposed to do. It spins clockwise, counterclockwise. So clockwise is to make get the twist into the yarn, and counterclockwise is to ply the yarn. So you ply two pieces of yarn together. And with this little spinning wheel, I get these fibers already. After a few tries, I managed to get these fibers. And with the washed wool, I got these fibers, little dirtyish brown. And with these fibers, I got this yarn. And this is called a skein. And this is just one yarn thread, and we give it another wash. Now this is plied already, and we give it a wash, and then this is the end product. So here I can do my knitting, my crocheting. So it's quite a process. Yeah. So these are the tools we are currently using. And we also, I love the fact that we have the 3D printing. So for I didn't want to spend too much money on my new hobby. So you have the plastic spinning tools, and this is a Turkish spindle, a very light, small one. So yeah, and also these spindles are not very expensive, but and also my little nano is less expensive than the wooden spinning wheels. So for everybody, you can easily have a go at spinning and yeah, find what works for you. So, and you have a spinning wheel, which we are going to demonstrate, and indeed, your own spindle, Myoki.
This is my not so expensive spindle. I'm still getting used to work with it. And this woolly is merino sheep.
Yeah, yeah, which is very luxurious, and yeah.
This is very washed and colored and ready to go.
Yeah, yeah. So the thing with spinning, the trick is what you have to get used to in the beginning is how to pull your fiber. So that was the thing I had to learn at first. So it's not about getting a real tight grip. It's about holding it gently and just pull very lightly. So that was the first thing I had to learn to not be in an extreme cramp, which hurt my fingers. So it's all, and we're going to demonstrate spinning. So this was a demonstration of the materials we use, and now we're going to show you how we spin. Before we start spinning, you have some exercises for us.
Yes, because those exercises are really good to connect to your body, to activate certain organs, and also make pathways in your brain, which ultimately makes it easier to learn how to spin.
Okay.
I had a tremendously difficult time with the coordination between my feet and my hands.
Yeah.
So those feet, they go up and down, up and down, up and down in a certain
rhythm.
In a certain rhythm, and the hands go in a different way. And my brain just wouldn't take it. So then my hands were okay, and then my feet were or too slow, too fast.
Yeah.
So I started training with music on, who had a same beat. So I used my feet, just same beat, same beat, same beat.
Yeah.
And then my feet took it, and then my hands, and then it was okay. And every day I do those hands exercises.
Exercises. Yeah. Okay.
Which are also work against headaches.
Oh, that's very nice.
So that's also very nice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, show me.
Show me. There are many.
Oh.
So we start with moving around the
wrists.
The wrists. And also the other way around. And give him a bit of a stretch.
Oh, yeah.
Stretch it the other way. And stretch it down. And then go on with your other hand. And you can feel it up till you're everywhere.
Yeah.
This one I also like.
Oh, yeah.
And also the other way, which makes it more difficult. And then use the other, make a wave.
The electric
boogie.
Electric boogie.
Shake. Touch very lightly. Very, very lightly. Also very lightly, very slow. And whenever I do this, I can feel my brain, whoa, relax.
Yeah.
You can also do it a little bit different, finger for finger.
Makes your fingers more sensitive.
Yeah, makes it more sensitive.
Yeah.
This is also a good one to clean.
Oh,
so
to pinch
in between the fingers.
Which is a little sensitive.
Yeah. Which means dirt in your body.
Oh dear.
So open up
the fingers.
And then all the exercises with like this one.
Okay.
Which activates the brain.
Yeah.
And exercises like this.
Oh yeah.
Which this one is also good for your digestive system.
Aha.
Like this. It's also activating.
Oh.
Tack, 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 tack. And around the wrists. So in the wrist there are 3 acupuncture points, which you can touch and vibrate with.
Okay.
Heart, lung, and another heart point. And this one.
That's a lot of exercises.
And this one, you should be able to do this one at least 50 times.
Okay, without stopping.
Yeah. Yep. So those are...
Wow, I feel totally warmed up.
Which it is.
And excuse my half my head, but we have all of Myoki. So, but there was the setup I could go with. So we're going to demonstrate spinning. Myoki is on her,
my little spinning wheel.
your spinning wheel, and I'm on my little electric spinning wheel.
Yeah, in the early days we had, there were very big spinning wheels where you had to stand up to make the yarn. With really big wheels. And as time passed by, they became smaller and smaller and smaller.
Yeah.
And I fell in love with this little one.
Yeah.
Which is a traveling thing. I can put it together as well.
Yeah. It's indeed for, very small.
And there's also a kit I can attach above it to make the art yarn, which is more thick yarn with a hobbles and bobbles.
Yeah, humps and bumps.
Humps and bumps. Oh.
Yeah, and I have I don't have to do anything with my feet. I just have to feed my little monster. With yarn. It's quite tricky to get the hang of it first. I did it very cramped up the first few goes and tensed up my shoulders, and but once you get the hang of it, it's really very calming. And it's so nice to get your head, to let things go out of your head.
I especially love the fact that you can make stuff of it, and that you
Indeed.
there's a in society there's a
Emphasis.
a tendency to globalize,
Yeah.
so that when you work here, you cannot see the end product.
No.
And when people cannot see the end product, that you are just a little piece in the whole machine,
Yeah.
then it's easier to get a burnout.
Oh, of course.
And if you keep it small, like you know where your stuff is coming from,
Yeah.
when you know how much it takes to make it, it's a way of slow living as well.
Yeah. And I also love the fact that we can get wool straight from the sheep.
Yeah.
And wash it and process it and make something out of it.
Yeah. I think it's also worrisome that people don't know. They go to a shop and buy another shirt for €10.
Yeah.
Children don't know where the milk come from. They think they come from some kind of factory.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good way to get back to the beginning.
Yeah. So Myoki, here we are, spinning away.
Yes, spinning the days away.
Yeah. And for me, it's all about this gently pulling at the wool. That was the hardest thing to learn. Okay, so now I'm going to demonstrate the spindle. So I'm making my leader yarn, just a piece of cotton. And I put this on so this is the beginning, and I'm just going to twist it clockwise. So I'm going to put the twist in my yarn. And gently pull the wool, just like I would do on the spinning wheel, but my spindle is turning.
And the ladies are quiet.
You have to concentrate.
So my bobbin is almost full. It's also addictive.
It is. So apply spin on my spindle and then gently pull the wool to create yarn. There we go.
Woohoo! And I love to spin with the with fiber straight from the sheep.
Because
it feels, whoops, full. Because it feels natural.
yeah,
And like with making art yarn or felting, I love to use the Nepalese wool or the merino. But those are more expensive wools.
yeah, yeah,
And when you're learning, and we're all still learning,
yeah,
I think it's okay to use the wool straight from the sheep.
yeah.
Like alpaca wool is also more expensive than the sheep wool. So this bobbin is full, ready to ply.
And plying is twisting two fibers together.
Yep. So I make 2 of these bobbins full.
Yeah.
And an empty bobbin on here. Those full bobbins on the floor. And then I take yarn 1, yarn 2, and then spin around the other way. Because if you don't ply, you cannot use it for crochet or whatever you want to do with it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's have a biscuit.
Let's have some high tea.
Yeah. So I hope you've enjoyed our video on spinning, and I wish you a lovely integration with whatever you are dealing with at the moment. We are certainly enjoying ourselves.
We always do.
Yeah, so see you on the next video.
Bye-bye.
Bye. So, and here we are. Drinking our tea after hard work.
High tea, high tea.
Yay. So, see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.